Alright, so I'm finally back with another video. I'm finally coming back to this channel, and I will be consistent from now on, and I will actually be posting. So, decided to come back today. We got some big news. The first trade, and it's a very big trade, of the NBA offseason. So, obviously, you guys know Bradley Beal traded to the Phoenix Suns for CP0 rings, Landry Shamet, and a bunch of second round picks. Alright, so for all of you out there, I see a lot of you on Twitter don't understand. A lot of y'all are saying, damn, they finessed the Wizards. They got Bradley Beal for nothing. No, it's the other way around. The Wizards finally, I don't know who their GM is, but he finally started using his brain and realized that the team is going nowhere and that they're paying him for no reason. Bradley Beal is making around $50 million a year in the NBA. In my opinion, in a lot of people's opinion, he's not even a top 20 player. Maybe top 25, and he's getting paid $50 million a year. This was just a salary dump for the Wizards because they are now finally going into full rebuild mode, and they just want to salary dump him. So they're taking Chris Paul. They're probably gonna buy him out, and they have Landry Shamet and a bunch of second round picks. And a lot of people are thinking this is good for Phoenix, but it's actually not. And here's why. This is not a very good fit because now Phoenix doesn't even have a point guard anymore. Now they're going to have Devin Booker play point guard, who he is very ISO heavy, but he is not a leader at all, and he cannot pass the ball. And that also applies to Bradley Beal. So the backcourt will be Bradley Beal and Devin Booker. I'm just trying to figure out who's going to be passing the ball, who's going to be the point guard. This team, my next point is this team doesn't have a leader. Chris Paul, he's too old. He's not the same Chris Paul as we know from the Clippers, even the Rockets, even from Phoenix, from his first year in Phoenix. This team literally now has no leader. Kevin Durant is a bum. I will talk about that later. You guys have to understand this, that Bradley Beal is not a third option. He's not a leader. He never even made the playoffs with the Wizards. Devin Booker, not a leader. He's still young. He's still learning. Kevin Durant is nothing but a terrible leader. This is now his sixth super team. Obviously, his first team in OKC, I'm not going to consider that a super team because, Harden and Westbrook were young. But he goes to Golden State to play with Curry, Thompson, and Draymond. Wins 2 rings. Then goes to Brooklyn to play with Harden and Kyrie. Still can't win a chip. Harden leaves. He still has Kyrie. Gets swept by Boston. Can't win a game. Boom. Gets out of Brooklyn and goes to Phoenix to team up with Devin Booker, Chris Paul, now Bradley Beal. This man is a bum. He cannot win by himself. We should no longer be ever comparing this man to Curry, to LeBron, to Kawhi, because all those players I just named carry teams to a championship. That's something Kevin Durant will never be able to do because he is not what people say he is, this all-time great. Am I saying that Kevin Durant is not one of the most skilled basketball players of all time? No. He probably is the most talented or gifted basketball player ever. But in terms of this whole greatest players ever debate and in terms of accomplishments, he's just not. Now I'm getting a little off track here with Kevin Durant, but the next thing we're going to be talking about is this team literally got worse. Like I was saying, obviously I wasn't making videos at the time, but the biggest problem with Phoenix, with this playoff run, was they had no depth. They literally had no one. I mean, KD and Book had to play almost every single minute because the only player they got coming off the bench is Cameron Payne, and that's literally about it, and Landry Shamet. Now you're looking at taking Bradley Beal's $50 million contract with Booker, Durant, and Ayton. Their combined salary cap is $150 million a year. This Phoenix Suns salary cap is $170 million. That means they have $20 million to spend on the other 11 spots. They can't even give up mid-level exceptions. They literally are going to have next year roster fillers playing like bench minutes. This is how bad it's going to be. This makes no sense at all. Sure, they can score 120, 130 a game, but they're going to be letting up 140. This team has no defense at all. And for the people saying that you don't need defense today in today's NBA, that's total BS. Look at the past championship teams. Denver Nuggets, amazing defensive team. Golden State, amazing defensive team. Milwaukee, I don't even have to say anything. You still need defense, even though it's an offense-heavy league. Defense is still what wins championships. That's not going to change. This team, again, has no depth and has no point guard. How is this team going to get anywhere? Now, can you imagine if one of these dudes, right, who are all so injury-prone, including DeAndre Ayton, goes down? Can you imagine if KD goes down and Bradley Beal goes down? Can you imagine what that starting lineup is going to look like? Who's going to be coming off the bench? So that's pretty much what I have to say about this whole Phoenix team. In my opinion, I think they're going to be a second round exit if they're lucky enough for KD and Book and Beal and Ayton to stay healthy. In my opinion, they need to trade DeAndre Ayton and get some kind of depth, get some kind of point guard. And again, this team lacks leadership. They don't have a locker room presence. They don't have that what Chris Paul used to be. You know, as much as I hate it for James Harden, because he is my favorite player of all time, and I'm kind of, mad about him jumping teams these last few years, but James Harden to this team makes a lot of sense. I think they would be title favorite with James Harden, but I think the move would be just to get a point guard, but it's kind of too late now because they literally have no money. So comment down below what you guys think of this team. Make sure you guys comment down below what you guys think and your opinions on KD's legacy is at this point, because I just want to hear what you guys have to say about this. Maybe it's just me. And what are your predictions for this team next year? I'll see you guys in the next video.